Good day, everyone, and welcome again to our IELTS teacher training. In today's training, our main focus is IELTS speaking, and we mainly focus here on pronunciation. And before we begin, or before we explore this topic here, let us first here check our IELTS teacher training course track. So the first stage, we have here knowledge acquisition. And in here we cover 4 skills. We have speaking, writing task 1, writing task 2, listening and reading. This is IELTS academic. And for phase 2, we cover here skills acquisition. And in here we focus mainly on test taking skills. And then we have here how to teach and practice teaching. And finally, our last and final phase of this training is mastery. So this is how to, in here, we're going to explore and study and delve deeper on how to make an effective assessment in writing and speaking. Okay. So today we focus here in knowledge, phase 1, knowledge acquisition, more specifically speaking, and the main topic is pronunciation. So to review, in IELTS speaking, there are 3 parts, and the total time for this test is roughly 11 to 13 minutes. Then we have the speaking part 1, which is also called the interview. The test lasts for roughly 3 to 5 minutes, and there is no preparation time. For speaking part 2, it is also called the individual long term. The test lasts for roughly 4 to 5 minutes, including 1 minute preparation time. And finally, speaking part 3, this is also called the two-way discussion. The test lasts roughly 4 to 5 minutes. And the same thing with speaking part 1, it has no preparation time. So here's the criteria for evaluating speaking. So we have here fluency and coherence, lexical resource or vocabulary, GRA or grammatical range and accuracy, and lastly we have pronunciation. So for band 7, pronunciation, which is our main focus today, it says here that the candidate can generally be understood and he or she must have uh, uh, without L1 accent or with very little L1 accent and uses a range of features. So what is an L1 accent? An L1 accent is a first language accent. So we're going to check here, what do we mean by can generally be understood with reduced or little L1 accent and uses range of features. So these are the 3 key things that we're going to explore today. So first of all, we have here cannot generally be understood or can generally be understood. So we're going to listen here to a model answer of a candidate in which the candidate cannot be generally understood because there is a strong L1 accent. So let me play to you the audio file. So, so let us move on.
1 minute dulu Ji.
1 minute to prepare for the answer.
I'm very good in English. Okay. I'm study. I'm going to start. I'm going to study the English for 10 years. 10 years. I learning English because I want to go studying abroad.
Right. So as you can, if you hear that, we can clearly here that there is a very strong L1 accent. So, which is why the band score for that is if you check the criteria for speaking pronunciation, the speech is often unintelligible. And for band 4, uses a limited range of pronunciation features, attempts to control features, but lapses are frequent. Mispronunciations are frequent and cause some difficulty for the listener. Okay, so from that model answer, the band score is around, the pronunciation band score probably is around 2 or band 2, as the speech cannot generally be understood. So, and with also the strong L1 accent. Now let us explore here the range of features in pronunciation. So what are these range of features? So these are the features, the wider range of pronunciation features. So we have here sounds, stress, syllable stress. There's also sentence stress. There is intonation, intonation that expresses attitude, complex intonation, or staircase intonation. We also have emphasis. We have pausing. The pausing here, take note, is pause for meaning, not to pause to look for answers. Then we have reduced sounds, word groups and phrasing, and word connections or liaisons. Now, for band 7 in pronunciation or use range of features, we have here clear sounds, syllable stress, basic intonation patterns, emphasis, pausing for meaning, not for ideas, and word connections or liaisons. So let's check here some of the pronunciation feature sounds. So we have here um, the examples. So we have the long E, we have the the E, the long E, the R, the A, and so on. So I think these are the most common sounds in a pronunciation feature for speaking. And then we have here syllable stress. So we have an example here. Um, we have the first syllable stress. For example, we have here the word animal or chocolate. That's sentence pattern 1. We also have here
apartment,
second syllable
banana,
stress. Yeah. So here's the example here.
condition, decision,
And then we also have here basic intonation patterns. So what is a basic intonation pattern? So intonation here, it means that the word that we're going to make intonation or stress is the word or syllable that we're going to make it a louder and stretch the word or syllable. So for example, we have an example here. Let's listen to the model answer here and let's check the intonation.
Can you tell me what you do, Hanan? Do you work or are you a student?
Yes, I'm a student. I'm studying medicine because I want to be a doctor.
And where do you come from?
I come from Mutra in Oman.
Can you tell me what
So in here, the pronunciation feature here, which is sentence intonation, is we're going to stress the word to emphasize new information. So we have here, for example, words like I'm a student. So it is a new information because the candidate can be a doctor or can be a worker, etc. So that is why it's called their new information. So uh, what's being emphasized here, or what's being stressed here, or the word that's being stressed here are the words that shows new information. So we have here, for example, I'm a student. I'm studying medicine. So medicine here is a new information because the candidate can be studying, for example, psychology, philosophy, etc. And other examples of new information, we have a doctor, a job, a place, right? Job and place and courses that you study. For example, here we have here Kwon. He said that I'm a student. I'm studying economics at Chongju University at the moment. Yes. So that's a basic example for sentence intonation in which we're going to give emphasis on the words that expresses or shows new information. Okay. Then we have here pausing. So again, the pausing here are pausing for meaning or pausing and chunking, as we call it. It's very different from pausing to look for ideas, which could reduce the band score for students. So again, if students pause to look for ideas, it could reduce the band score. But the pausing here that we are emphasizing is a kind of pausing that we pause to convey meaning. So for example, since I got the camera, so the phrase there, since I got the camera, so it has a meaning at the time that the candidate got the camera. So it's necessary to pause for meaning. So if let's play the model answer here. Let's listen to the model answer here.
Since I got the camera, I've carried it with me everywhere I've gone on holiday. For example, in July, I went on holiday to Denmark and Sweden. They're lovely places, and in summer, it's still light at midnight, so I got some great photos there.
Right. So this is what we call the pausing for meaning, in which in which candidate has to pause, uh, a pause within a phrase that would convey meaning. So, for example, we have here, since I got the camera, I've carried it with me everywhere I've gone on holiday. So, for example, in July, so there is a smooth flow of talk when the candidate pauses for ideas. All right. So that's an example. That's the second. That's the another feature for pronunciation, which is called pausing for meaning. And finally, we have here the word connections or liaisons. So this is not quite important to get a band 7, all right? So, but but it could help. What is that? It could help make the flow of speaking more fluid. So again, using these word connections may not be very important. So what is most important here? So take note that the most important here is the first four, especially the main one, are the sounds. Now, in most of my students, candidates' problems here fall on sounds, especially on the ending sounds. Okay, so for example, the ending sound because. So some students say because, and was what. Okay, so many of their difficulty fall on the first pronunciation feature, the most important pronunciation feature, which is sounds. Now, for word connections and emphasis, it may not be very important to get a band score of 7. Now, to understand what do I mean by linking here, let us listen to the model answer.
That would be realistic because I'd need time to train and really get into shape. It's not something that I could do in a hurry. Obviously, it would be a really healthy thing to do because it would force me to get even fitter than I am now. Plus, I'd have to eat well during the training period and get plenty of sleep and that sort of thing.
Right. So there is it's called linking because two words here are linked together. For example, beside and get into shape, get into shape. Instead of saying get into shape, instead of saying it word by word. And the same thing here, that I, instead of saying that I, or do in a hurry, instead of saying do in a hurry again. So there is a smooth flow of connecting two to three words. For example, here we have given and then I am, then I, instead of saying then I, or to eat, instead of saying to eat. So there is, again, a clear linking of two to three words to make the flow of the speech more fluid. So that is the end for IELTS speaking pronunciation. So again, the main criteria here for IELTS speaking is the use of a wide range of pronunciation features with reduced L1 accent and can be generally understood. And the main one here for the ratio feature are the use of clear sounds, the beginning, middle, and ending sounds. That's the main one. And the rest we have here syllable stress and intonation patterns. They can also contribute to making the speech flow of the speech more fluid. All right. So that is the end of our IELTS speaking IELTS teacher training today. And yeah, thank you, and hope you get something from this session.